It was a bold and risky military operation to snatch a Latin American leader accused of drug trafficking.
The illegitimate dictator Maduro was the kingpin of a vast criminal network responsible for trafficking colossal amounts of deadly and illicit drugs into the United States.
The irony, Justice Department officials used very similar language to describe another Latin American leader, Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez, when they had him arrested in 2022 and extradited to the U.S., charged with drug trafficking.
Hernandez is charged with participating in a corrupt and violent drug trafficking conspiracy to facilitate the importation of tons of cocaine into the United States from 2004 to 2022.
He wasn't necessarily a cartel leader or a drug lord, but he was protecting the cartels and the drug lords.
He was protecting and enabling drug trafficking to take place.
And enriching himself in the process.
Of course, if you contribute to the business, you get a cut in the business.
Human rights activist Helena Olea says the Hernandez presidency in Honduras was marred by corruption and misrule, violent crime, and fear. Journalists there who were critical of him sometimes faced death threats, and his presidency soon became known as a narco-dictatorship. His arrest, she says, was a relief to many Hondurans. Prosecutors presented evidence at trial that Hernandez took millions in bribes from drug organizations, including the vicious Sinaloa cartel, to use the Honduran police and military to protect drug shipments. Evidence also showed he used the bribes to finance his political campaigns, and that he extradited rival traffickers while protecting his co-conspirators, including his brother, who was also convicted in a U.S. court and sentenced to life in prison. Prosecutors say a man was brutally murdered in a Honduran prison because he was set to testify against Hernandez. It was a strong case, and an American jury agreed.
He received a 45-year sentence from that case. I think it was a righteous investigation with righteous charges.
I feel 45 years wasn't enough for this president who has ruined the lives of many Hondurans and has affected many families.
But in December, Donald Trump pardoned Hernandez and set him free.
I was asked by Honduras, many of the people of Honduras, they said it was a Biden setup. The people of Honduras really thought he was set up, and it was a terrible thing. He was the president of the country, and they basically said he was a drug dealer because he was the president of the country.
President Trump said that he had been told that JOH was treated unfairly. Is there any evidence of that?
None that I've seen.
Thomas Padden ran the Justice Department's now-defunct Organized Crime Drug Task Force, which helped investigate both Hernandez and Maduro.
I've been over 30 years as a federal prosecutor, 47 years total of military and civilian service. I haven't seen anything like this.
Seeing Hernandez walk free shocked not only career prosecutors in the U.S., but Hondurans, who wondered how this could happen. History will judge him, this woman says. It's surprising for all the things that were done at the beginning when they took him away.
That is absolutely shocking. This pardon of Juan Orlando Hernandez upends the justice system and appears to be completely contrary to the public interest.
Liz Oyer is a former DOJ pardon attorney who was fired for defying an order, she says, to restore gun rights to the actor Mel Gibson after his domestic violence conviction. She says Trump has wielded his clemency powers recklessly, freeing convicted fraudsters, corrupt politicians, and violent offenders who assaulted police officers on January 6th, very few of whom have expressed remorse for their crimes.
The constitutional clemency power was put there by the framers of the Constitution to allow the president the ability to do mercy when mercy is warranted and deserved. And Donald Trump is not using it in that way. And there are many people who are deserving of mercy who are the real losers in this supercharged pardon economy that Donald Trump has created.
My profound gratitude to President Donald J. Trump.
That's Hernandez using social media to thank President Trump after his pardon.
You changed my life, sir.
So how did this happen? Longtime Trump ally Roger Stone has acknowledged delivering the pardon request to the White House. And in December, Hernandez thanked Stone while appearing as a guest on Stone's radio show.
I really appreciate the way you handle this. Whoever's knows my case in detail. They really know that I was wrongfully convicted.
You, sir, were absolutely framed. The hard left, the narrative is driving them crazy. Trump pardons a drug trafficker. None of these people have examined the case against you.
In a text message to MS Now, Stone acknowledged passing on a letter from Hernandez to President Trump requesting a pardon, but he said he wasn't paid for his advocacy.
Does this pardon undermine confidence in the U.S. justice system?
Yes, it does. When you just let go the convicted trafficker, you're encouraging more traffickers to take the risk, creating more motivation for other organizations to stand up and target us. Because at the end of the day, will they really be held to account?